Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing the Sidekick from Lochby. I love Lochby. I have shown so many of the Lochby products on my channel here. You can find reviews of just about every product Lochby has released here on my channel. This particular one, the Sidekick, it's like a notebook cover and wallet all in one. It was done as a collaboration with Max Level EDC, which I will link to both the Lochby website for this as well as some information about them all in the video description. And you can find reviews of all the other Lochby products, the field journal, the field folio, the mini field journal, the tool roll, the Quattro, everything here on my channel. I'll put the Lochby website in the video description. If you purchase on that website, use the code TheOffStageMe, which is written in the video description here, to get a little discount on your products. I get nothing back from it, but it's nice for me to be able to pass that on to you. But today let's talk about this one. So this measures roughly 14.5 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters by 1 centimeters and weighs about 59 grams. So this is a smaller unit. It's designed to be slim. It's designed to hold a very small notebook, as well as things like your cards and some cash and all of that kind of stuff. And then be able to be carried as part of your EDC and be a handy piece of gear. It's also got a spot for a pen, which I love. It retails for about $47, which puts it in a price range that is competitive alongside other Lochby products. Lochby products are not inexpensive, but you're getting good quality for them. So it's made with a nice waxed canvas. It's all double sewn on the edging there. It's got sort of simple logo on it there. When you open it up on the back, you see it's just one solid piece of the canvas. There's nothing on the back, no pockets, no pen loops, anything like that. But the fun part is on the inside here. So it's lined with the traditional ripstop honeycomb nylon, which I like. And there's a brown version of this. This is the navy, of course, which has like the brown internal, the brown version. And there's also the charcoal version of the Sidekick. And they all come with, as I said, like a slightly different color accented internal material. So yes, this is the ripstop nylon. Once again, everything is double sewn. It all looks really great. As I said, it is a cross between a wallet and a notebook holder, but it's got a lot of internal organization. So we've got card spots down the side on the left here. We've got a pen loop that runs through the spine, and then we've got a large opening here, and then sort of smaller opening and an even smaller sort of opening up on the top there. So you've got spaces for a bunch of different things. It's very simple. That's the entire thing. It's not designed to be sort of super complex and have bits and pieces for everything. It has freedom to allow you to use it how you want to use it. And because it is slim and because it is small, as I said, it can be part of your EDC. It's not a big unit here. To put the size into some context, this is a Muji passport size notebook, and this will fit sort of lengthways in there, but not width really. So that gives you a good indication as to the size of it. It's on the smaller side. It's really designed to be a wallet that you can carry a notebook in. And as I said, that is the basics. So how do I use this? How have I been using this? Firstly, I want to say, on the outside, this is the waxed canvas. This is not waterproof. It is weather resistant, but obviously there's no zip, there's no clasp or anything like that. So this isn't going to be the kind of thing that will protect everything on the inside from weather. But because it is robust, it's sturdy, your things are protected from, being carried, from bumps and abrasions, things like that. But the external material shows signs of use. This wax canvas will scar with use. You can kind of rub some of that out. I like to show the age of the things that I carry. If we look at my Lochby field journal here, which I use a lot, you can see from use it's faded. It's the same navy wax canvas, but there's lots of scuffs and marks and things, and that's kind of fun. I enjoy that side of it. So how have I been using this? Well, I use these Midori pocket notebooks quite a lot. These are the A7 Midori notebook. They're really handy. They're a little small for my everyday carry notebook, but they're really handy for quick jotting notes. So I slide this notebook down into that back compartment there. This leaves this side pocket open as well as the smaller pocket. The notebook doesn't get out of the way of that smaller pocket, so this might be good for like smaller flat items, but it's not the most convenient pocket to get access to. This larger pocket on the side here, great for business cards and things like that. So I might just chuck a couple of business cards in here because I want to demonstrate a few things. So pop those down inside there. As I said, not the most convenient pocket, but I can see it's kind of like that's the space they needed to make the card secure. And this is what was left over. I still tuck papers and things down in here as well, like receipts and things like that when I was carrying it. So yes, we then close that over. As I said, there is a pen loop, and the pen I've been carrying in here is the Caran d'Ache 849. It's a smaller, slimmer pen, and it fits very comfortably. You know, once you get the clip down to the end, you're clear on both sides, so nothing's going to bump when it's closed over. You know, it's well protected. It's not going to activate the knock and all those kinds of things. Another pen I've carried in here a little bit is the Tactile Turn standard size bolt action pen. And that goes over very, very nicely as well. But being a slightly bigger pen, we run into one of the issues I have with the Sidekick, and that is that it doesn't have a closure. So it will try and reopen itself. But we'll go back to the Caran d'Ache because that is the main pen I've been carrying in here. Okay, then on this side, this is a great spot once again for receipts or some cash, that kind of thing. But the compartment is not big enough for cash to be put in, you know, flat. You do have to fold it over. And I'll just demonstrate that here, like with some Rhodia paper from one of those, you know, those list pads of theirs. So just folding that over, sliding that in there. It fits nicely, gives you a bit of space for those kinds of things. And then, as I said, you've got these card slots down the side. So we'll place a few of, once again, business cards and things in those just to give the idea of, you know, what it's like to have these compartments full. And, you know, you can hold a number of cards in each pocket, depending, of course, on how thick the cards are, whether they have, like, you know, the raised lettering and things like that. But this gives you an idea. So this is a sort of a basic kind of feel of it, and it stays pretty good. Like, as I said, the only issue is depending on the size of pen you have, you know, it doesn't want to necessarily sit completely flat. Like, you can work it sort of to sit flat, but of course, once it's in your pocket, once it's in your sling bag or your backpack or whatever you're carrying it in, it is going to sit flatter. And as I said, those strong, sturdy edges there will protect the stuff that's in there. Just for the sake of the exercise, so that we can, all my fountain pen friends out there can see, here's a Lamy Safari, and that fits down in there. It's quite comfortable, but once again, that same issue of it not wanting to close completely. But this is a really handy little product. So what are pros and cons from my perspective of this? Well, the cons are, firstly, that it doesn't, I've not seen anything anywhere to suggest that it is RFID safe. Now, people debate RFID as an issue. Personally, I like to take as many precautions as I can when I travel. And so I prefer RFID, but there are other options for that. You can put this into an RFID safe, you know, sling or something like that. As you saw with the notebook demonstration, it doesn't fit a passport size notebook and therefore doesn't fit a passport. I would love to see them make a version of this case that holds a passport. I think a Lochby passport cover would be fantastic. And the other issue is depending on the size of the pen and depending on how much you pack this out. Like, let's just put a few more sort of business cards into, like, really sort of pad out some of these pockets. And then you can see, like, it's not wanting to sit flat. And if it's in your pocket, you're not going to find that to be an issue so much. Now, what are the pros? Well, firstly, it's big enough to be practical. an A7 notebook is a small notebook, but it is a practical size notebook. You know, quick note taking on the go. It's there, it's ready to, you know, ready to write, all that kind of stuff. Yes, there are issues of anything behind the notebook, even just the straps of the edges of the pockets. You're going to feel that through the paper. So keep that in mind. But it is practical and it's big enough to be practical. It's got a proper pen loop there. Like, that's going to hold a lot of pens. Anything with a clip is going to be safe in here. You will be able to get most standard pens to fit. As I said, I prefer to carry the 849 from Caran d'Ache. This is one of my favorite ballpoint pens, and it fits very, very comfortably in there. The clip holds it securely. Even just like the sewn seam at the top of that pen loop sort of catches on the, you can feel that on the clip. So it feels secure. I have no concerns with that. Practical size of that. Lots of space for cards and for papers and, you know, your cash notes and all those kinds of things. You know, no coin pouch, obviously. It's big enough to be practical, but also it's slim enough to be carryable. This is what I love about it. This is for me, this is the biggest pro. It is slim enough to be carryable. So even with a little notebook, all these cards and things like that, and a pen, that's still really quite slim. Like we're still under 2 centimeters thick here. And so you can fit this in the back of jeans pocket. You can, as I said, easy into most slings, into most sort of satchels, messenger bags, easy in backpacks. I think the build quality is astounding. As always with Lochby, they use great materials. Beautiful waxed canvas on the outside. This amazing ripstop nylon, honeycomb ripstop nylon, which is one of my favorite features of any Lochby product. It's fantastic. It wears really, really well. I've never had any bag from any brand that I've had with this ripstop nylon. I've never had an issue with this material. So it's really great. Well sewn, well constructed, well thought out, all of that, even down to like, you know, on this side having gradiated, you know, pockets, having, you know, a nice sort of secure space, card slots that are actually deep enough and big enough to hold cards. Like, how many times have we had products that have a card holder and you can't actually fit a standard business card into it? So this is really fantastic. And then, of course, for me, a massive pro is the fact that it is designed to hold a notebook. Yes, a small notebook. It will not fit, you know, the Lochby pocket journal notebook. It won't fit in there. It's not designed to fit that. It's designed to fit this sort of A7 size, and there are a range of brands who do them. My favorites are Midori and the Apica A7 notebook. You know, good quality paper for fountain pens and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, a loop, a solid loop and a proper loop for a pen. So having that ready to go on hand is fantastic. I've taken this as my, you know, the way of carrying my shopping list. I can keep the card in there to pay with it. It's all here. I've traveled a little with it. I've used it for work. I find it really useful and really practical. So this was the Lochby Sidekick. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. It all helps the algorithm and helps me to continue to make videos for you. A massive thank you to Lochby for providing the Sidekick here for review, as well as a huge range of products over the years. I'm proud to be one of their ambassadors. I love the brand. I love what they make. I love the quality of what they do. And I proudly use them. So thank you so much to them. As I said earlier in the video, if the Lochby products appeal to you, head over to their website and purchase using my discount code in the video description here to get a little discount off the Lochby products. So enjoy your gear, enjoy your wallets and your notebooks and your pens and all those kinds of things, and I'll talk to you soon.